Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about 3 mistakes I've made in construction that were very costly. So let's get into it. The first mistake I've made um, was basically I broke a $60,000 grand piano in this big mansion. So what ended up happening was that I was in the third story. I was knocking out the ceiling, and I'm over here putting all this force. I ran through the whole house, and I was able to knock out the whole ceiling throughout the whole house in under an hour. I get downstairs, and one of my guys like, Eddie. I'm like, what happened? And he's like, yo, you broke the piano. So I went to go see it. The lid of the piano, a sheet of plaster actually fell straight down in the dead center of it and cracked it in half. So yeah, like I said, it was a $60,000 piano. Luckily, I'm really cool with the guy, with the owner, and he didn't send me a bill or anything like that. But I know he was very upset about it. Another mistake I've made was in this another thing. These are all big houses. So anyways, this other mistake I made was I took out. We were chipping away the tile in the second story. When I was doing, I mean, that was in our contract. We were supposed to chip away the tile. But the thing that wasn't in the contract was underneath the tile was gypcrete, and gypcrete is basically used, I guess, to like level out the whole second story, because the second story wasn't made out of a slab. It wasn't a concrete slab. It was all wood deck. So when I was taking out the tile, I was just taking out the gypcrete with it. So this is a massive house. We're talking about like almost 1,800 square feet in the second story. And I was done with the whole house. All my guys tidied up their stuff, and the project manager ended up getting there, and he realized, he's like, yo, it's strange that the baseboard is so far away from the actual the wood deck. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, it is strange. And then I told him, like, yo, like, when we were removing this tile, the gypcrete was coming with it. And he looked at me like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, because we're talking like almost an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches of space between it. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have doors to account for, you got baseboard to account for, and these are, like I said, this is a 1,800 square feet. This is not no little like, oh, I got 2 bedrooms upstairs. No, they have a gym in the second story. They have they have like 8 bathrooms there. They had a lot of stuff going on upstairs. And what's it called? Yeah, man, that was a very expensive mistake I made. It made me look terrible. And luckily, again, I wasn't sent the bill, because these contractors like me. They just like me. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I didn't get to send the bill. But I know there had to be at least $15,000 to replace all that, and even more with the trim work. But yeah, that was another expensive mistake I've learned. And the last big expensive mistake I've made was actually when I was working with Comcast. So I was in an attic installing the cables throughout the house. So this ceiling, or the attic space is very small, so I kind of had to like crawl everywhere. So in the mix of me crawling, I accidentally hit a PVC pipe of water. That thing snapped, and it just started gushing out water throughout all over the attic. And yeah, I just started screaming to the homeowner. I'm like, hey, go turn off the water, go turn off the water. They turn off the water. And it was a huge deal. It was a huge deal because, one, obviously, who wants to be without water at their house, right? You know, people need to take showers, people need to cook, all this good stuff. But not only that, it was actually a foster home. So this foster home had a bunch of the kids in there. It was like 2 or 3 guardians in there, and they were freaking out because they're like, yo, we need to get this fixed now. We need all this. It was just a bad situation. It was supposed to be a 2-hour job. I ended up being there for like around 7 hours, just dealing with the whole ordeal. So yeah, it wasn't too much damage, but the thing is, though, it was definitely a bad look. But again, I didn't get sent the bill for that. And honestly, the reason I say I didn't get sent the bill, or at least why I believe I didn't, is because I was up front. When all these things happened, I confronted them almost that same minute, same 20 minutes, whatever. I made the phone calls, and I owned up to my mistakes. The chipping of the floor, I'm not gonna lie, I threw a crew of guys in there. I wasn't physically chipping out that floor, but obviously that's my responsibility, and I'm not gonna sit here and blame my guys. I take full responsibility for what they did, because they're not gonna do anything I don't tell them to do. But the other 2 things, I definitely did those things. So yeah, those are learning experiences. And if you like this video, leave a like down below, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Stay tuned for the next video.